Well, hello, my lovely Starflower fam. This is me, Empress Arcana, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. You can call me Lucy as well. Empress Lucy, whatever. Not Empress Lucy, just Lucy or what? Okay, great start. Hi, guys. How are you doing? Um, it's been a hot minute. So it is one of those times, like really emotionally high times energetically, because tomorrow, at this point, because right now it's Friday morning, there will be a full moon in Pisces. The moon is currently in Pisces, and the effects are, they're really doing me in. That's great. Either way, guys, I wanted to pop in and do another Empress Talks, just talking about some stuff. I don't know if I'll cover all the little topics I wrote down in my notes, but I wrote down some stuff to kind of go by something. And I've restarted this way too many times. You can tell that Mercury retrograde is rearing its ugly head. As a matter of fact, isn't, oh no, Mercury, oh, okay. Yeah, no. Mercury's going retrograde, but we're in the shadow period. Sorry, I'm like looking at my little astrology almanac thingamajiggy. Ephemeris, Gesundheit. It's something. I have it that tells me when when all the planets, blah. So I want to thank you guys so much for listening to my last Empress Talks. It really means a lot. I find this a great way to just talk about stuff that I find interesting, and maybe you might find it interesting too. And if it relaxes you or helps calm you down, that's great. I hope I can manage that right about now, because my anxiety is like, whew, it is through the roof. Like, so I was like, I got to do something about this, because when I'm like this, it's very hard to concentrate, and I can't do anything. My mind is restless and so forth. So yeah, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. It's a, energetically, there's just so much going on. So like last time, I have a couple of things. I also have two oracle decks. This time I'm going to do a little tiny oracle reading toward the end of the audio. They're, where is it? I have the books here because they're great. It's the Witch's Oracle, which is an older deck, but I got it sometime like a couple of weeks ago. I love it. It is so like packed full of symbolism, and it does it for me. It's so great. And then recently I saw that one of the YouTubers that I watch that do oracle and deck reviews and so forth, did one for the Embodied Witch. I believe that's what it's called, because that's what it says here on the guidebook. It says a guide for the Embodied Witch. Yeah, I've been feeling very witchy. I mean, we are in the time, right? I mean, we have Halloween coming up in October and whatnot. I just love this. This is my favorite time of year, but like, isn't it everyone's almost? Really? Come on, it's so cool. Oh, I love it. I miss dressing up. I don't know if I should dress up. I always would. Like when my mom was still around, when like she was alive, it was just so great because she would help me. Like she would help we would make our costumes together, and we would get creative and so forth, and it was just super fun. Yeah. Now I'm babbling. It's just really nice. These are such sweet memories. Right now it's very hard to find other creatives around me. I love getting creative, but it's just I don't got that around me, so I gotta get creative myself. So there you go. So yeah, I have the two oracle decks for later, and yeah, I'm actually really excited. I wanted to record this little talk. Hopefully, you guys will listen. For those, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to post the content anyway. I was looking through my Patreon So that thing has been like, it's a phoenix, baby. It has come back from like, has risen from the ashes. I don't know how many times, reinventing it and trying to figure out what to do. Right now, it just has a donation tier because I don't know what to put on there that people want to like pay for. I'm actually surprised that this is the most patrons I've had ever, because it's just, I do comfort character readings on Etsy, and you guys have been so wonderful, and you guys follow my journey and really like what I do and have been so great. Gosh darn. I mean, when my friends and stuff like that look at the reviews I have on my shop, they're like, bruh, this is like nice. And I'm like, I work my ass off, okay? I, my heart and soul for you guys, okay? I love doing what I do. I love channeling. I love helping you guys out on your journey and exploring more of myself and really coming to terms with stuff that I've kind of hidden as a child, because it would seem that I'm just crazy. I mean, aren't we all a little mad here? But really, there's just something so satisfying. I was talking to one of my cousins the other day, and she is an accountant. She loves accounting. She tried to get me into accounting. I did accounting. Numbers and me. I mean, like, give me numerology. Give me this. I mean, I just, no, no, fam. Give me words. Let me write. Let me get creative. But I'll do it. I mean, work is work, right? But she taught me a lot growing up. But so she feels that when she does taxes for people and so forth, she feels very, it's so rewarding, the happy looks on people's faces when she can manage to get as much money for them as possible and all this. And I'm like, I get that. I really do. But for what I do, for what my job, my work, my business, and I love to be able to help people out with what I do, because it just feels right. It feels like I'm fulfilling something, you know? It's just, I'm doing, oh, there goes Nanako. My doggo, she's going, she's making little purring sounds. She's on everything. She's on a cat. And it's just a great feeling. And it's taken a long time to come to terms with not settling and continuing to move forward on my journey. But that's for another talk. I'm not going to get into that, deeper into that. So that feeling though is, I get it. And it's so rewarding. It's so good because I like to inspire people. And I want people to see what sometimes we overlook in ourselves. And sometimes we just need a way of giving people a little push, but in a different way. I don't know. It's just, it's hard to explain because what I do, it's very hard to explain what I do. I channel, I do tarot readings, I write comfort character letters and readings and blah, 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 blah. But how do I describe what I do to make people feel better about themselves? You tell me, fam. I just do it. I just do what feels right. And yeah, it's just been wonderful because doing so has made me more inclined to go back to my own writing, because I have always wanted to put out my stories, my characters. And I think I can segue into that now because I'm here looking like, okay, what do I talk about? I have so much. Yeah. Okay. So I've been writing for a very long time. I don't know if I should make this episode about my writing or I should do another episode about that because that will be a long one. But I mean, the strongest, when I started like sharing my work with others, it was like, think at the age of 13, 12 or 13. Oh my God, my dog. You hear her? She's doing it again. She's like, she's in, I don't know what dream. Anyway, I think, yeah, 13, officially 13, because that's when I start sharing my work. And I still have this, this binder with what I called the script. Oh God, it's so embarrassing. I can't even look at it, but it was my baby back then. It was like my ultimate story. It was, I called it Survival of the Fittest. The script was just another name for it because whatever, I'm dumb. It's still there. My 13-year-old like self wrote, God knows what that was, like teenage angst and stupidity. And it was just, when I read back into it, it's really funny shit. I remember I had classmates and stuff like that like, they were like, "Oh, can we read the script? I want to read it. I want to read it." And so they would pass it around in class and be reading my freaking script, and and they're like, "Are you going to continue this?" And I'm like, I don't know. Because I always want, like, okay, so my journey as a writer, I remember this one's interesting because I started wanting to write comedy. That says a lot because, dear God, has it changed. I still love comedy though. Uh, I I think back and I loved comedy. I love making people laugh. I like making exactly. I can't speak. I like making people feel good. I want people to smile and be in their happy place or whatnot. So it was between writing rom-coms, like really weird, chaotic rom-coms or comedy, and like back and forth with that. And that's what basically Survival of the Fittest was. It was just like, it was like a sitcom, rom-com type of vibe. But when I think about it, I'm like, oh no, what was in my mind when I wrote this stuff? Oh God, this is embarrassing. But it's still my baby. And but then I branched out into more like, I mean, back in high school, I had my goth phase, and I don't think I ever left my goth phase. I love it. I love goth culture. I love like, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just, it makes me feel at home. And but at the time back in high school, um, I'm sorry I'm giggling so much. It's just like I'm like vividly remembering this stuff, and I'm like, damn, I'm old. But I remember I started writing about vampires, werewolves, and all that stuff, and just creating my own worlds as a lot of creatives do, especially writers and so forth. It's just, you know, but Survival of the Fittest, it is and still is just my baby. It was not a supernatural themed story. It was just teenagers being stupid. It was just teens being dumb, and people found like it funny, and I'm just like, yay, or yay. And so yeah, and that was the start of it, and then it just progressed from there. I've gone through quite the journey writing. But yeah, I first started off wanting comedy, romance comedy, and then I went more into the darker, psychological horror kind of stuff. Still with some comedy, but it's mostly like, I'm gonna mess with your head kind of stuff. Or I want to make you think. I want to make you go into it, go into your psyche. That is one of my favorite things to do. I love analyzing. Again, going back to the whole Scorpio moon thing, because that's me. I'm a Scorpio moon. Anyway, but and a lot of Scorpio placements in my natal chart, or and other things. It's just I like diving deeper in getting to know people on a psychological level. And I know that could be a bit intrusive at times. Boundaries and boundaries. But when I feel comfortable with someone, I like to kind of analyze them and go into it. And especially when it's something that I like, I go and come into my world, explore my world so I can understand you a bit better. I know, does that even make sense? But that's just what I do, guys. And it's really fun. That's why I loved writing, and I haven't been able to write much lately. I've been trying to go back to it because I want to put some new content onto YouTube that's different, because originally when I created my channel, oh God, what year was it? 2009? 2010 to 2009? Gosh, it's old, but I didn't really put much content because I wanted to do voice acting work and so forth. And I didn't have a microphone and all this stuff. I've been through quite the journey. I'm here just babbling. But unfortunately, life circumstances make it difficult because my mom was sick and it was a journey. I remember I dropped out of college, all this stuff because my mom was priority. I wanted to take care of my mother. And it was, unfortunately, other events that I'm not going to talk about here because it's just, who wants to talk about psychological trauma? Like, ew. Fiction is different than act. No, no, I don't want to talk about that. But when it comes to that, I prioritized my family, my mother specifically. And when my mom passed in 2014, my whole world just, it, sorry, I didn't mean to blare into the microphone. It just, I have shared this with a couple of you, but I will share it here. Wow, this definitely, I'm not going by the little list I wrote down of the things I was going to talk about, but here we go. Let's get some water. Hold on. Okay. I said I was not going to talk about psychological trauma. One little thing. And this is something that I'm still healing from, but after a certain part of my journey, I was able to release this monster. But the night the night my mom passed, I was writing. I was writing a chapter to a book I was trying to finish. And it was when I went downstairs and I found her. Sorry. Oh, trigger warning. Oh my God. Why do I trigger warning for death and stuff? This is a bit traumatic. So I'm very sorry, guys. Scorpio. That's just my Scorpio shit. But I found my mom dead. It was devastating. It was traumatizing. And I was writing and I blamed myself and I stopped writing for a long time because I blamed myself for my mom's death for the longest time. And this became a big monster. And all I did was try my best to not lose my house, not to lose my mom, my mom's house. And it was not enough. It was just a very hard time. 2014 was shit. 2021 was shittier. But what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right? And we keep going. And that's what we got to do. So, yeah. But that was something that stuck with me for a long time. And I don't believe I'll ever be the same, but I'm slowly trying to get back to writing, slowly trying to get my creative juices flowing, be me, be whatever I can be. I don't even know. So there's that. The writing journey has been a complex one in my life, but it's been, and I feel that my relationship with writing and tarot go hand in hand. And it has not been easy like every other relationship in my life. It has been a journey. I've learned a lot. It's hurt a lot. But somehow I always find my way back when you... I don't know about that saying because many people in my family would say... Excuse me. A lot of people in my family would say, when something's meant for you, it's meant for you. So don't worry about it. So that's a little jaded part of me, I guess you can say. But there's that. Well, okay, so let's get that out of the way. I was not going to talk about psychological trauma, but here we are. But it is part of my writing journey, and I was talking about writing and so forth. So I won't. Cool thing. I remember the birth of one of my novels in progress still back in 2009, 2010. I did NaNoWriMo. And that story, wow, that one created what I call the storyteller verse. and that I want to introduce you guys to. I'm very excited because this is my passion, this is my baby, and I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I want to introduce it to you guys. And like I mentioned earlier, on the Patreon, I would, share snippets and stuff like that of characters and whatnot. So a lot of a lot of the stuff I wrote there, I am going to just record it, read it, record it, and post it on here on my channel. So there's going to be a lot of like, this doesn't make sense or whatnot. It's okay, because the point of it is to just put it out there, because there's a lot of lore and a lot of background story for a lot of these characters that I want to just put out there and make you work for it. I love the adventure and making it as interactive as possible, in the sense of, I want you to dive deep into my world and want to learn more about these characters by analyzing, being little detectives, So there's that I'm trying to work on, but I have a lot of work, of orders still pending, so we'll see. But yeah, there is that. Let's see what else we got here, because that was a lot of talking, a lot of about. So there's that. I think I covered. Oh yeah, here's a little tidbit for you guys. So the characters, my characters for that novel series, or that I started back in 20. Damn it, I keep wanting to say 2009, 2010. I don't know, around there. A lot of those characters originally were characters I created for, drum roll please, for a role playing forum, for a Harry Potter a Harry Potter RPG. So they were like sorted into the houses and stuff like that. A lot of these babies, mod babies, were from a Harry Potter RPG. So, and I loved them so much that I had to give them their own story. I had to make their world, and I am very excited to share that with you guys soon. So yeah, yay. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm thinking, I'm not saying it out loud yet, but fan fiction, boy, let me tell you, it's so cool how many creatives, how many writers and so forth create these stories of theirs from fan fiction, and then it becomes something bigger. Oh man, like I have way too many, and I'm very passionate about what I've written, and I want to expand on that. So, yeah, I think 90% of my work, okay, that's too much. 80%, 85, what started off as a fanfic, and then it became something. It became its own thing. Its own thing. So yeah. Let's see what else is on the agenda. I think that I covered quite a bit with, like, I covered what I had written on my little notebook, but just jumbled it up like I usually do, because I'm a freaking mess. Let's see. Yeah. So I am actually, let's see if I can do it. So there's a song that I used to, they used to sing a lot to me growing up for birthdays and stuff like that. It's in Spanish. And I am going to share that with you. It's funny because the lyrics, I kind of had it wrong. I've been singing it this whole time wrong. And I'm like, oh shit. Whoopsies. So there's that. I'm going to get some water. And after that, I'll pull some cards. Damn, I'm all over the place. If you're still listening, I love you. So I'm going to sing a little song for you guys, and then I'll do the little oracle reading. And I will end it there because I think I've talked way too long. All right. Let's see, because if I don't get I need to look at the lyrics because I'm going to mess this up. Okay. Sorry. All right, let's go. Okay. Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David. A las muchachas bonitas se las cantamos así. Despierta, mi bien, despierta. Mira que ya amaneció. Ya los pajarillos cantan. La luna ya se metió. My heart wants to pop out of its chest. I'm nervous. I don't usually like to sing in front of people, but I like it. I love singing. Oh, that's another thing. As a creative, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna say that. As a creative, I love to sing. I love to dance. After all, Miss, this is France. No, okay. I love it. Dancing, I don't like to dance in front of people. Oh God, no. I dance alone. I dance in my room where no one can see. But singing, it's uncontrollable. Like, I don't know if you guys have something you guys enjoy doing that to release stress. So, two things that really work for me to relieve stress or like anxiety and so forth. So last episode, I gave you some book recommendations. I'm going to give you some stuff that helps me to calm down. I'm sure a lot of you guys that like to do the same will agree. So, okay, three things actually, but the two, I find it very comforting, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it already, but I find it very comforting to take a card deck, any kind. What I have are tarot decks, oracle decks. So I have plenty. I have a huge collection. God bless. I love it. I love books and I love decks. Tarot decks, oracle decks, cards. I love cards. Anyway. So shuffling, when I am very anxious, it doesn't always work, because if I'm out in public or something and I start having like I start panicking or something, it's really tough. So I'm like, ugh. But I do, I don't know. I love shuffling a deck of cards, and it does calm me down. So that helps me. I feel right at home when I'm with a deck of cards, as cheesy as it sounds. And singing. Oh my gosh, that one I can do wherever, Singing helps me ground and brings me back down. Why do I feel like I brought this up last time? So if I did, well, there you go. I'm saying it again. It really does help me. I love to sing, and it helps disconnect me from my panic, whatever I'm feeling and so forth. It just helps. So, and the other one, if I have a deck of cards, I can do this too, but just pulling out cards and looking at the pictures and stuff. Excuse me. That also helps me. And then sometimes I just start creating stories in my head when I look at the pictures, because that's just what I do. That's how I think I've told you guys that the whole thing, the whole premise, me creating this channel was to do tarot storytelling, where I use tarot to create stories, because I've done this since I was very young. I would use the cards to help me, because it's, like I mentioned last time, it's a picture book. You look at pictures and you get inspired, and you can put things together. It helps me a lot. So, yeah. Now that we've done that, I don't know how long this audio has gone for. Bless. I'm so sorry if it's too long. Warning, I was very anxious when I started recording, and I still am. Like, my heart wants to like fly out of my chest, because I'm still coming down from, I guess, a panic attack. I'm just going through it and doing, I just wanted to record something and try to calm down, and maybe it can help you guys. Who knows? Whatever. Anyway, so let's get some cards. And I'll describe it to you guys because I know this is just an audio. So I'm going to go with the Witch's Oracle. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to go and pull some cards to see what's the current energy, what can, be of help to you guys and so forth. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So here we have the spider. God bless. No, go away. Anyway, we have spider with patterns. Ooh. So whenever I see spider or like in symbolism and so forth, when I see the spider web, I think of like what we're weaving, what we're creating with the spider web. So what is it that you need to create right now in your world, or that you're working on to perfect or see through? Let's get another one. Ooh, and we got crystal ball. That owl. Guys, can I just share that in every reading and I just keep getting owl symbolism? Like, what? Like, bruh. So muchy owls. Anyway, crystal ball, insight. So patterns and insight. What insight can you gain from these patterns that you've been going through? We are now going to be releasing with this full moon. So what is it what are the patterns that we need to release? Let's get one more card for that. What are the patterns that need releasing? Ooh, I love this card. It's the Serpent card. And we have like the Tree of Knowledge and the snake. So we have a lot of sexual energy with the snake energy is Kundalini, and this just means that we are activating a power right now. We are activating something by letting go of this pattern. I'm going to get from the other deck to see what this pattern might be. I'm not going to pull another one from there because I think we got enough. So here we have the spider, number 28. I'm going to give you the numbers. Maybe, hey, play the lottery. I don't know. That is something, because for as long as I can remember, my family would joke around. It's like, oh, but you say you're psychic, so what are the lottery numbers? I'm like, I'm working on it, baby. I'm working on it. Anyway. So we have 28 with spider patterns. We have 35 crystal ball insight. And we have 19 serpent power. Okay. 8, 9, 10. 8, 10. So we have 2 that add up to 10. And then reduce to 1. That's magician energy. Again, power. We are going to be awakening to a power. Let's see what comes through with the other deck. What's coming in with the patterns? What's coming in? That is so... I just pulled out, literally, fam, what was I saying about owls? I just pulled out another owl, and this one is like with a key and like a little cup of, like a little teacup and with a little steam. And this is such a cool picture. I might share it on my community page because this is so cute. I love it. It's an owl perched on a key, and the owl on its tummy has a keyhole. Very interesting, right? And it says, oh my God, I'm going to cry. Oh, I love these synchronicities. And it says, awake. You're waking up to your power. Oh, this is so freaking cool. Hell yeah. Let's get another one. And then we have create. Oh gosh, that's it. I don't have to pull out any more cards. This whole episode, this whole recording audio, me talking about creativity and so forth. So that is the message. You guys will be awakening or reawakening something within you, this power to create, this urge to make things come into your reality. And the patterns of the past, release them if they're of no use to you, okay? Because the inside of the crystal ball is going to show you exactly what path to take. Trust your intuition. Trust your truth. Trust the visions that, what you feel resonates with you, okay? This is going to help you create. And you know what's so cool about this image, fam? Okay, the create card has someone holding brushes, a little sheet of music, brushes, pens, and then the other hand, excuse me, it's an egg with a snake wrapped around it, a little tiny like garden snake or whatnot. Again with the snake. So maybe you guys would like to look into snake symbolism and so forth. Snakes and oops, that was unintentional. I'm so sorry. I got too excited and the card just, snake and owl energy. Owl usually is wisdom and insight, intuition. And then we have the snake, which is sexual power and coming into this. And cool thing. Okay. And now I'm just nerding out with chakras and energy and my woo woo shit. Well, that's kind of why you guys are here, right? So Kundalini energy. Oh man. So that goes up like and just creates the urge to move for action. And it's just like you're going through such a transformation. Okay. So this energy right now coming in with the full moon in Pisces, we're releasing this energy that has been stagnant or just bringing like extra weight on our spiritual selves or whatnot, or maybe, however you want to look at it. But this is just something that has been weighing down on you, and this is the time to release it. Okay. So that is that, my beautiful fam. I am going to end it here because I have been talking much longer. It feels like I've been talking forever. So do forgive me if I have. But I do want to thank you if you listen through to the whole thing. You guys can do the timestamps if there's something that you guys want to remember, or just go to the tarot reading, oracle reading. So there's that. All right, my beautiful fam. I hope that you have a beautiful and safe full moon in Pisces, and create, embrace your power, make it real. You've got this. Take care, my beautiful fam. Till next time.